biggest Braves coverage in the South is always rolling at thepodcastpark.com. Check out the fans' exclusive lineup of Braves podcasts, including K-Mac's weekly Braves update, the Braves Clubhouse Report, 643 with Dylan Short, plus the return of Hardball with Chris Domino, and the latest breaking news every morning at 10 a.m. with Matt Chernoff's Daily 10. Get our Braves podcast everywhere you get podcasts, or stream them all for free on the 680 The Fan app or thepodcastpark.com. Presented by Associated Credit Union.
The following program is brought to you by Podcast One Sportsnet.
This is an exclusive presentation of Podcast One Sports.
What up? This is Robert Horry.
Oh, three-pointer. Buries it.
You might know me as Big Shot Bob.
To Horry for three. Oh, unbelievable. This guy is off the charts.
What's going on, Big Shot Bob?
Robert Horry from downtown.
Now that's making a statement.
Yes.
There's no better way to start this show than a little pomp and circumstance. The Big Shot Bob podcast. That is Jaime Maggio's back with us this week. Yay. Love it. Brandon Harper's here with us this week. My name is Rob Jenners, and crossing the stage is seven-time NBA champion and now college graduate, Robert Keith Horry. Sorry, Robert Keith Horry.
Oh, my goodness.
Congratulations.
Thank you, man. It was fun trying to finish up, and it was weird also because people were like, you getting your degree? I thought you already had it. I said, I know. I thought I did too, but when I left school, I was a couple of credits short. So I finally finished up. And now my mama's proud. She can smile now.
Yeah.
Was it just a couple credits? That's all you needed?
That's what I was going to ask.
I needed 6 classes.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
So,
Okay, so that's like what, 18 credits if it's 3 a class or something like that?
Yeah. Hey, 18 credits is a nice little load.
Yeah, that's a year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the crazy part is I had one elective. So So one class was easy. It was a music class. So
I love those electives, man.
yeah.
That electives got me through college, man. History and appreciation of rock music was an elective I took.
So I got one question.
Yes, sir.
When you got the degree, did you dance when you left the stage? When you went back to your seat, did you bust a move? I didn't even know did you bust a move.
You know, I was thinking about it because I had saw this clip of this dude like going down and like there's this dancer. I said, no, I can't do that. I can't do that.
Is it that you
first
can't?
of all, my knees ain't good.
I was just about to ask that question. Yeah, I was just about to
In
ask.
the aisle.
All of a sudden, something pop. I'm laying on the ground like screaming. Everybody looking like,
Did you see Robert Horry limp across the stage to get his college degree?
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
no, your ass was too old to try that anyway. So,
Rob,
you know what,
you're
sorry.
usually the tallest, I'm sure, in the class. Were you the oldest this time, too?
no, I wasn't the oldest. I wasn't
no?
the oldest, but I was the tallest. It was a young lady there. She was 86.
Wow.
Bless her.
Yeah.
Wow.
So what happened was she went to the University of Alabama and she met her husband who, you know, back then, you know, if your husband had a good job, you become a family person. And she was a housewife, and her grandkids who actually graduated from Alabama was like, Granny, didn't you go to Alabama too? She's like, yes. She's like, did you finish? She's like, no, because I wanted to start a family.
Wow.
And they encouraged her to go back. So she got her degree also. So I was
That's
not
dope.
the oldest, because if I was going to be the oldest, I was like, just mail it to me.
Just mail it to me. That loses all its luster. You get it in the
You
mail.
know, I did feel a part of the university, because when you look on their website and they was talking about graduation, the first picture was me. I was like, see, I made it.
Yeah.
Wait. Oh, okay, time out. Did you not think that you weren't going to be the first pitcher or something? I mean, look, I know you feel like a regular person, but you got 7 rings, dog. You don't think the University of Alabama was going to have its pride and joy up in front on the university website?
But when you think Alabama, let's say you go to sports, what do you think? You think football,
that's
right?
what I was going to say. They don't prop up a lot of basketball guys in Alabama.
Here's the thing. Tua graduated the same day I did. So I was like, oh. So Tua graduated. He was like I graduated at 7 o'clock. He was in the one at 8 o'clock. So I was like, okay, they might not even have me on there, but he was on the next day's front page. So
Do they have rings is the question here.
Good point.
They got NCAA championship rings.
And in Alabama world, that's more coveted. It really is. Alabama
exactly.
world,
Yeah.
nothing against
true.
NBA rings.
This is
I want to
true.
hear about the after party.
Oh, yeah.
It was no after party because I was with my mom. You know, my mom was just so excited.
Well, that's no excuse. I've partied with my mom. Come on.
When we go to New Orleans, my mom and I, we party hard. But I had a 6 a.m. flight leaving the next morning, so I couldn't party. Yeah, so I'm waiting for the four of us to get together to do a live podcast and party at the same time, all at Jamie's house.
You guys are welcome anytime.
Congratulations, Jamie. Apparently you're hosting the live podcast. Glad you joined us this week. We're renting out your house. Who was there with you? Who got to go? I saw Mom. I saw the picture of you and your mom.
My mom, my wife, and my aunt.
Yeah.
And that was it. I just kept it kind of simple. My dad was he couldn't travel. He didn't want to travel, and so it was. Sure. It was nice. It's nice. You know, I wanted to have my sons were like, can I go? I'm like, nah, it's like, you know, it's too much money to fly you out for like one day. I'm like, okay. Yeah, you know, people like, too much money. It's a special occasion. It's like, I'm on a budget, man. I just bought a new house. I got to allocate money for new floors.
Robert Horry, fixed income.
New toilets.
Hold on. Wait. Let's let the listeners know that his budget is different from the average budget.
No, it's not. He bought one of those reverse mortgages on TV, so he's set. He's in good shape. Where's Mom, by the way? Is she out west with you, or is she
No,
in Houston?
she's in Andalusia, Alabama.
She's in Alabama. Okay, so this wasn't far for her then.
No, it was like I flew into Pensacola and went to her house, spent one day with her. Then we got up the next day and drove to Tuscaloosa. It was like a 3-hour drive, and spent 2 days there. And one of my guys I worked for in college, St. Bunn, Sonny Bunn, and Terry Bunn. Terry Bunn actually passed away, so I had a piece of me missing there, because when you're in college, they have people that take good care of you, and in a legal way, not in an illegal way. Let me get that out there first.
The statute of limitations is up, Rob. It's okay. It's okay.
It's never up.
We stayed at the cabin. He has to stay at his cabin. He has like a 3-bedroom cabin out in the woods. We went fishing and you know, we had a good time. It was fun. My mom really enjoyed it. We just sat on the porch and played cards and you know, had a couple of cocktails.
Now, how you pronounce it? Andalusia? Andalusia. Okay, let me ask. A name?
If you're from Spain, it's Andalusia, because it's actually a place in Spain called Andalusia, and it's actually a name
look at Rob dropping knowledge like a college graduate.
Andalusia, if you will.
And the name of a horse.
All right, cool. So with knowing that, I would assume that a place with that type of name makes its own moonshine.
It makes its own moonshine, and it makes its own wine. My uncle makes some really good pomegranate wine, boy. It'll put you on your butt.
Hold on, wait. You see how we went from moonshine to wine?
Pomegranate wine.
Yeah, it's equivalent to moonshine, so we call it wine just to make it safe.
Okay. We call it wine. Made in the toilet, but we call it wine. Yeah.
You know, moonshine is like probably like 100 proof. The wine is like 90 proof, so it's not as.
Moonshine can start either a car or a lawnmower. So you run out of gas, just pop the moonshine in the back. You know,
that's true. Southern.
Yeah. Hey, and it will make you grow hair on your chest too when it go down, and all of a sudden.
us Jersey kids, we're not prepared for that stuff, man. When we come down to the South here and we get alive. Oh, that'll open your eyes.
They have legalized moonshine now. I know it's a company out of Tennessee. I forget the name of it, but they got
Smoky.
Is it called Old Smoky?
Well, I think it's called Old Smoky Moonshine.
Yeah. See.
They sell these like cherries that are soaked in moonshine.
Oh my goodness!
Just have a couple cherries, and I'm like, done.
Good night.
See, now you see why we doing the podcast at Jamie's house.
Yeah,
moonshine cherries.
Look, man, I ain't touching that. I had a little shot of moonshine one time, and I didn't even get a chance to drink it, because when I got it up to my nose hair was gone. Burned it all the way. It was through. Done.
Gone.
But Jamie, it's not, when you talk about dropping the knowledge, you want to know how I found out there was a city in Spain named Andalusia? One of my favorite shows growing up was Alias, starring Jennifer Gardner.
Mm-hmm. That's a good show.
It was an episode where she was in Andalusia, and I was like, they had it, you know.
She's in Alabama?
Yeah, I'm like, and it came up and it said, Andalusia? She was like, and then it was like, we're in Andalusia. I'm like, oh, I did not know that. So that's how I learned that. Yeah, the idiot box can teach you something.
Yeah, but that's what happens though when you take Andalusia and you put it in the South, it becomes Andalusia.
Yeah, Andalusia.
Where are you from, Andalusia?
We shorten up everything in the South.
Yeah, Andalusia.
At Simple Mobile, you get the no contract advantage. Those other mobile companies make you think you're in control, but you're really not. They lure you in with shiny new phones and then lock you into long-term contracts. But Simple Mobile is different. You can get a 30-day plan starting at $25. You can also get the latest smartphones, or if you have a compatible phone you love, you can bring it. Just text BYOP to 611-611 to see if your phone is compatible. It's the reliability you need when you need it. All on a powerful nationwide 5G network with no mystery fees, no activation fees, and no contract ever. All for less money and no contract ever.
5G capable device and SIM required. Actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary. 5G network is not available in all areas. 5G upload speed not yet available. Message and data rates may apply. Visit simplemobile.com/privacy policy for the privacy policy. Service plan required for activation. Terms at simplemobile.com.
Simple Mobile. Out with the old, in with the simple.
Did anybody watch the NFL draft? Did you pay much attention?
Yep.
Rob?
Of course, man.
Did you? Okay.
See, everybody went.
The first time you and I ever talked, the first thing you said to me was Trevor Lawrence is going number 1 in the draft. And I'm like, dude, it's December. What are you talking about? We are so far out of the draft. And well, sure enough, Trevor Lawrence, number 1 pick of the draft. So.
Oh, let's not make it seem like he's some crystal ball type of guy. Hold on now.
That was one that I think everybody saw coming.
I don't have to have my education to figure that one out.
They didn't give you a degree in that. But was there anybody in the draft that kind of that you were impressed with, that you were happy to see go? I know in Atlanta there was a lot of kickback on the Pitts pick at 4.
For me, when I saw Waddle go that high, I was shocked.
Really?
And it's Waddle.
Yeah, really?
Alabama, the receiver.
Yeah.
Well, think about it. You just had a guy who won all the awards, your teammate.
Oh, yeah.
And you go before him as a receiver. And I just think that Waddle is a speedster, and he's a really good receiver, but I was really worried about the ankle. But, that's how it goes sometimes. You just be in the right place in the right situation. And I was laughing at how fast Mac Brown was walking, though. You see that?
Oh, yeah.
That dude was he was sprinting, like he was late for class. Like, I gotta get there.
Oh, crap. Yeah, he was booking it.
So what about you guys? Anybody impress you, or you were shocked? I know.
There's a lot of pushback here about the Pitts pick because you picked the tight end at 4 for Atlanta, and obviously the Falcons are a mess. I mean, Brandon and I live that because we're here in Atlanta. And there was a lot of kickback on you should have gone defense. You should have shored up some other parts of your line maybe. And now it looks like we're going to have to end up moving Julio because there's no other way to make this work, I think, than moving Julio Jones, which it just puts Atlanta in a crap position of having to take a guy like a Julio Jones, who's a generational talent, and move him.
But I love Julio. He went to Alabama, but I think it's time for them to move him because he's always hurt. He needs to change the scenery. They need to change a venue or a change of a player because think about it. You got now Pitts. Pitts is an exceptional athlete. He can do things like no other people can. To me, he's like Kelsey on steroids. Kelsey led the NFL in receiving yards last year. So I think Pitts can do everything. And so when you have a guy like that, you move on from players. Not saying that they should, but you can get a lot for Julio to shore up your defense. So.
Well, his salary, I mean, look, Matt Ryan's making a lot. Yeah. Cap room, Julio's making $20+ million.
Ridley just got paid.
They picked up his 5th-year option. So at some point in time, you're going to have to look at it. Okay, we got Kyle Pitts, who's 6'6", 240, and can run like a gazelle. And, I can use him to replace Julio, as saddening as that is for the city of Atlanta. At some point in time, you got to look at the writing on the wall and say, hey, maybe he needs to go somewhere where he has a better opportunity of getting to the Super Bowl because that type of talent needs to be playing in the big game.
So what did the Giants do, Jamie?
Giants did nothing, actually.
Who did the Giants even pick?
Did they even have a pick?
Yeah, they had a pick.
Giants had the 10th pick, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
No, and then they gave it away. So
yes.
The Giants have just they've been hard to follow. Like that used to be my most passionate fandom, and in the last few years, it's been. Look at Rob laughing at himself. He's like, I got her good.
I am Googling who did the Giants pick in the draft. I don't even know.
Well, they did take so their first pick is they took Kadarius Toney, who was a former wide. He was actually Kyle Pitts' teammate at Florida. Short guy, kind of like a Percy Harvin speedster. So it gives who's your quarterback? Daniel Jones.
Daniel Jones.
It gives Daniel Jones a deep threat. So they went receiver their first round pick.
Yeah.
Daniel Jones.
He's actually the receiver's ass. He's pretty good. I will give you that. He didn't really show that much because the quarterback, he showed some in the first 6 or 7 games at Florida, and then the quarterback got rocked a couple of times, and then he was just trying to dump it off the cow. I mean, Pitts, the tight end. So you didn't really see that much out of him. He's decent. He's good. He's good. So Jamie, you got a good pick in there.
Jamie, what are you expecting of your Giants this year?
Yeah, you know what? I start off every season really hopeful. I wear the same shirt every week, and then I would say around I do, unless they lose, of course, and then I swap out because I can't wear the losing T-shirt. This is how it works. I know that you guys understand this. Though.
Oh no, as Atlanta fans, we completely sympathize with this. Yes.
So I have no expectations, but I used to literally work my life around Giants games, and I just can't do it. The last couple of years, I just can't do it. I get mad at myself. So what am I expecting? I don't know. Can they be better than last year?
Can they make a move for Aaron Rodgers? There's the question. No. Probably not, right?
You've hitched your wagon to the Daniel Jones.
I know, man. And I was a believer at first, everyone was poo-pooing it, and I'm like, you know what? Let's give him a chance.
Give anybody a shot, right? Give him a fair shake. But just what was it last year where he had
running back?
Yeah, Saquon comes back this year.
You get Saquon back, so
he's great.
You got Saquon, a receiver. You never know.
I keep picturing that Daniel Jones run where he had wide open field in front of him, and he's cooking it,
and
then
on
he
a blade of grass.
Sniper.
Sniper. Down he goes. Brutal, man. This was a story. Speaking of New York, now this was a Jets story. It wasn't a Giants story, but Zach Wilson was the Jets pick. Craig Carton got him on the air, which Craig Carton, by the way, if you didn't know, went to jail, is now out of jail, and is back on the radio in New York within 2 minutes of his release from prison. But he had Zach Wilson on, the Jets' #1 round pick, and he asked him about the story that the New York Post put out about, I guess, Zach's mom's rather attractive, and she was all over the draft. This was the question.
I check out the newspapers, right? When I wake up this morning, I go online, let me just see what other people are saying about my guy. And the headline of the Post is Zachpot. I'm like, all right, I like that. Not bad. The lead story, though, is not about Zach Wilson becoming the New York Jet quarterback. Your mom has become the lead story here. And I say that respectfully because people are like, the star of the first round of the draft is Mrs. Wilson because she's a very attractive woman. And I'm just wondering how awkward that is for you, that you just got picked 2nd overall in the draft, and the focus is, wow, his mom is really hot. I assume you've dealt with it your whole life, but now it's playing out on Broadway. How awkward was that for you?
Yeah, it's not my favorite for sure. We like to keep her out of the spotlight, but she's an awesome lady, and I love having her support.
No doubt. I respect that. I had to bring it up because it is on the front page of the papers today.
And for some reason, Craig Carton is getting crap for that.
I would never ask that question in an interview.
That was going to be my question for you. Is that something you bring up?
No.
Really?
I would not, no. But it depends on the format, I guess.
It's New York, though.
And it's talk radio in New York,
which
is all the more, you know what I mean?
Right.
Tell me about your hot mom, cuz.
But it reminds me of, you remember A.J. McCarron with quarterbacks for Alabama?
Exactly, that's what I was going to say.
With his girlfriend, Catherine Webb, was
Yes, she was a huge star. Brent Musburger was drooling all over her, wasn't he?
Yes.
On the broadcast, I'd like to get me some of that. Like, Brett, calm down, man. It's cool.
But that's the entertainment side of sports. Everybody can do the sports thing. We all love sports, but what makes the other aspect of what makes sports so entertaining is the entertainment aspect. So if he's standing there with his girlfriend, or a guy standing there with his mom, and people know that, his mom kind of attractive, this girl is bad, it's going to be in the headlines the next day. No one's going to look past that and say, that's just a great quarterback and his family and his girlfriend.
Why do you go a white guy voice for that? Why? Well, her. Damn. I don't know.
When you started doing that beat, did you tighten up your butt cheeks too?
Yeah, I got you real tight.
He buttoned up his shirt all the way. It was like, all right, I get it. Is that weird though? If to have and I guess I don't know this because I'm not in his position, but to have your mom become the story, that's got to be super awkward, right? Like you brought it up. Was it last week or the week before with Rick Fox?
That was Rick's sister, though. But
that's right. That's true. Sorry, it was Rick's sister. But anytime it's a family member, and the story becomes how, and it's like, oh.
It got to be hard, man, because you think about it. It's so many players where you have an attractive mom, and all of a sudden, your mom is out there, you're at a party. It's a certain player, and there's rumors going about what players messing with guys' moms and stuff. It could be.
It's time to fight. It's time to fight.
It could be frightening. Yeah.
It's time to fight because now you're in defense mode because look, I mean, talking about that's one person guys you can talk about anything else. You don't talk about my mama. We're going to have real problems. There's going to be some smoke in the city if you talk about my mama.
That's right. What does Doris think?
It's not just when you come, like it's how hard you come.
That's uncalled for. 100% uncalled for. The other thing I put on here about I know, it's just good. The only thing I put on here about the draft before we move on from football, because we got a lot of basketball stuff to get to, but was the only story this week that I thought was interesting was Tim Tebow is back again, trying to make the Jaguars roster now as a tight end. Like, at what point, and this is nothing, and I don't mean to disrespect Tim Tebow. I got nothing but respect for that guy. He's super talented, great guy. At what point do you go, maybe it's time for me to go on and do things besides football?
For me, I'm like, dude, you have a career in broadcasting. You have so many other venues. I know that's your passion, and you want to be a part of something you love. Think about it. Go back to Florida. Be a coach there. You want to be around football, but give it up, dude. Stop. You're going to mess around and get hurt.
He was trying to be a baseball player, too.
Yes. Yeah. And that was the story this week. I've put baseball behind me. Was that true, or was that maybe the other way around? Did baseball put you behind them maybe at that point? But, yeah, I really like Tim Tebow. I think he's a good-hearted person. He does a lot of good for his community. At what point, though, do you go, all right, I've sort of kind of pulled at this string from every angle. Maybe it's time for me to do something.
This man is the cat of sports. He got the most lives out of any athlete I can ever. Bro, you've never. Okay, we never thought he could play quarterback. Yes, he has a playoff win under his belt, but hey, a broke clock is right twice a day. I don't necessarily count that as his style of play is going to work.
He threw an 80-yard touchdown pass to win a game. Don't you crap on that man.
I'm going to, and I'm going to continue.
It wasn't 80 yards. It was a dinker for like 10 yards.
He threw it like 6 yards, and the guy ran for 80.
The receiver did all the work.
I'll take the stat.
This man has not ever blocked a soul. Mm-hmm. What makes you think that you, as a tight end, because that's what you're going to be by throwing you the ball.
He's a big dude.
You know how big defensive ends are?
Oh, I know, but when you see Aaron Donald coming at you, maybe that's another conversation. But
and I never even talk about Aaron Donald. Don't do that to Tim Tebow. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Hey, everybody gonna be lining up like, oh no, my turn, Tebow. Oh, my turn. Let me line my turn.
Yes,
it's like the deli counter. Yeah,
whose turn is it to block Tim? Mouth to get a part of him.
The only reason he's doing this is because Urban Meyer is the head coach down in Jacksonville, and they have that relate. That's the only reason.
Okay.
Yeah.
True. Speaking of guys that always find a way to come back.
Melo, ISO against Gallinari. Here's the three. Carmelo Anthony, number 10 all-time, and the foul. So Carmelo making history.
Carmelo Anthony gets number 10 on the all-time NBA scoring list. So quietly, it seemed like this week. Got some press for it and pub for it, but man, and I'm going to be completely honest, I didn't realize he was that close to being on that part of the list, maybe because he was out of the game for so long. But now the whole conversation is first ballot Hall of Famer, Carmelo Anthony?
Yes.
Oh, no doubt.
Okay.
Just because, even because of what he did in college, winning the championship in college and then going to the pro. Carmelo has a great year. I remember I went on record when Carmelo was with Denver. He was at a point with that team. I thought he had a chance to win the MVP that next season, but then next thing you know, he's going to the Knicks. And I feel like if Carmelo would have not been such a selfish player, and I don't mean that in a bad way, he's the type of guy when he gets the ball, he holds it, he dribbles, he's going to score for you. But that makes other people around him not better. That means they standing around, they're watching. And you don't want basketball players to watch. You want to be engaged and involved. And Carmelo is a hell of a player, and he can score it like anybody, mid-range in the post, so he can score at any given time. I just wish he'd have been in a position where he could have been on a team like older guys that put him in his place. No, share the basketball. Sort of like we had to do with Kobe, and then you win championships.
But you know what? It all worked out because I think Carmelo's story is one of my favorites in sports, in the last couple of years, to see him have this kind of resurgence. And now he's playing with some young guns and he's sort of adapted his role. So, it is what it is. The arc of his career has been an interesting one. And at times, I loved him with the Knicks and then I hated him and now I love him again. So it's just been, I'm happy for him. Yeah. It's cool to see.
Two things, and Jamie, I absolutely agree with you from when it comes to the resurgence of his career, because there were a lot of people questioning, like, can he really still do what we at least need him to do, let alone add other things? But two things: the irony of him hitting the 10,000 mark, 10,000 point
10th all time,
right?
Yeah.
10th all time. He did it in Atlanta. Now, a lot of people know he is the greatest player to never put on an official Atlanta Hawks jersey when it came to him being traded here. He was only traded here for a minute, then he was shipped back out. Yeah. So there were people who had jerseys created. There were people who were hanging his jersey up, saying it was the greatest, sort of. There's the irony with that. So that was cool. But also, you talk about other opportunities that he had in his career. I wish, and look, I'm never opposed to a guy getting your money, get your bread. He could have gone to Chicago with a prime Derrick Rose. And when that team was a defensive juggernaut with Tom Thibodeau, he could have been that extra scoring piece that could have got them over the top because they never could get past LeBron.
The thing about also, you got to give him credit for how he's handled a lot of stuff. Because think about it, when he was in Houston, he got all that flack for Houston's bad start, which was wrong. It was totally wrong because James Harden wasn't in shape. There's a lot of other factors that went in, but it says, who we going to blame? Let's blame Carmelo. And I'm like, wow, how y'all going to blame this dude? This dude is still averaging 18 points a game for you guys, and you're going to blame him for your bad start. But it was a lot of other things, and he was a scapegoat in a lot of situations. But you got to understand this, but when you're Carmelo Anthony and you're not known for playing defense, they just going to say, oh, you just want to score? It's easy to point the finger at it, and he was scrutinized a lot. And so, Jamie, you're 100% right. So I'm happy he's back on top and playing in a place where, he's playing with two guys that take a lot more shots than he does. So he can kind of just sit back and like, see, I don't really shoot that much. Look at those two.
Look at these two guys. Do you like that, though, having a guy like Carmelo around those young guys like Dame and CJ?
Oh, I do. Just for the fact that, think about it, Carmelo's probably been through every situation there has been, from on-court stuff, off-court stuff, and you have that veteran ear you can lean on. And, he's wiser now. He knows what he can do for a team and what he can and cannot do for a team. So I'm happy for him. Think about it. You playing with one of the best players ever to play this game in Dame Lillard, and then if you need some advice, you look at next door in your next locker, and you're like, okay, Carmelo's he been on good teams, let me talk to him a little bit. So,
Who was that guy for you, by the way, when you were coming in the league? Did you have a veteran that you used to lean on?
Oh man, yeah. I used to. Otis Thorpe was my guy. We would always go. The thing Otis and I would always do was we would meet up on game days and have breakfast together, and we would talk about the game plan and just what we need to do, what I need to do. And he was just that guy that was always in my ear. And the one piece of advice that I wish I would have listened to when he told me was to pick up golf. I didn't do that. So, everybody's playing golf now. All the business deals are done on the golf course.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Rob, it's not too late.
I never picked up golf.
It's not too late.
I'm old. I got a bad shoulder, and it's hot, I'm like, no.
And he's stuck doing this bullshit with us, so he ain't going nowhere now.
I love you guys. So.
Yeah, he's done now.
What's better than courtside seats? Free sports on Pluto TV. Hey, sports fans, get all your sports free on Pluto TV. Pluto TV is your home for sports. Watch 24/7 channels of MLB, MLS, MMA, sports news and analysis, plus documentaries, TV shows, and movies, all for free. No signups, no fees, no contracts, ever. Download the free Pluto TV app on any device.
Well, we did bring up the Knicks briefly brought up the Knicks. They secured a winning season. Hang the banners. Here we go. The Knicks have their first winning season in, I think, 8 years. So congrats to, I guess, the Knicks. I don't know. Everybody was super excited about that.
You gotta be. It's the Knicks. It's the quote-unquote Mecca of basketball.
Yeah, we talked about that. Not so much.
And I'm happy to see Julius Randle play well.
We all talked about that.
Love Julius. I love Julius. If he doesn't get Most Improved Player of the Year, this league is something wrong with it. There's something wrong.
Yeah, well, there might be.
I like the way that, but I like the way, Tibbs has those guys rolling. They're bought in on the defensive end. I think they are either top 3 in points allowed. They don't put up a whole lot of points, but they don't give up a lot of points either. So they get, they get both ends of that.
Tibbs is perfect for that team for a lot of reasons, because you're in New York, you need a gritty coach like that. And when you can get a young team like that, think about it. Half those guys should probably still be in college. You get Tibbs that be like, yo, you need to play defense this way. This needs to be grinded out. You need to go 24/7. I don't care about the offense. All I care about defense. I know he cares about the offense, but I'm just saying. And then you bring in a guy like D. Rose, who loves Tibbs, who's been the youngest MVP ever, and you bring him in, and guys are looking like, yo, you got to buy in. He made me an MVP candidate. He did all this stuff. And that makes it a lot easier for the team as a whole, because you have D Rose there, and now they're buying in, and that's what you need. People, a lot of these, I would say, organizations, I don't think they really understand the value in a vet on a team sometimes, because they'll take a young guy who's just as talented as vet, and they'll get rid of the vet. But sometimes that voice in the locker room is so important.
I'll give you a good example, and we saw it play out the other night. Like we've heard a lot of people talk about Marc Gasol. And even with Andre Drummond coming into the fold, like, okay, Andre is this, Andre's younger, Andre's bigger, better defense. But there are times, depending on the matchup and depending on spacing, especially when it comes to Anthony Davis, where Mark and his basketball IQ trumps what Drummond can bring to the floor. Because, look, I like Drummond. He doesn't have the best hands, and he's, shown that when it comes to certain passes. Well, Mark is a really good passing big man, so he creates for a lot of people. So even though he's older and he's not what he used to be, he's the veteran that adds components to that team that they actually need going down the stretch. You won't necessarily believe it and realize it until you see it in action.
Yeah, no, I mean, those guys are huge. We saw it actually in Atlanta when Rajon Rondo was here.
Yeah.
Just having Rondo in the ear of a guy like Trae Young. He's just so raw. And I mean, Rondo's great. I mean, Rondo, we talked about a story about Rondo breaking up a fight at a Waffle House in the middle of the night. Like, that's the kind of crap Rondo gets into. But having him in the locker room with a guy like Trae Young, who early on in his first year or two was struggling to find himself, and there was the whole is Trae a bust conversation. So I agree 100%. I think having those vets is huge. It's huge. My stat of the show, I like to give one every week, or I try to. Russell Westbrook could score, could record a 0-0-0 in every game for the rest of the season and still average a triple-double again this year.
So crazy.
That's wild. Did you see his stat line the other night?
14, 24, and 21?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? I mean, how is he continuing to do this no matter where he is in the league, it seems?
First of all, when he grabs those rebounds, it's like a fast break. It's the start of a fast break, because he's faster than 9/10 of the league. So he's going to get down the court, and people know this. So they get to their favorite spots and get their hands ready. And it's so amazing. Guys' eyes light up, and he has so many possessions. Think about it. Russ is going to give you about 10 possessions in a minute because of his speed. So that means you're going to get up 10 shots. And so you have that opportunity to get more shots up, opportunity to get a better rhythm. And Russ is just, you look at it, and Russ is like one of those guys who he takes a lot of bad shots. But hell, he gets you so many other good shots, so you take the bad with the good. But he's just a phenomenal athlete, and he's when you talk about mad, I don't think I ever seen that dude happy. He's just mad when he plays.
But I'll say this, and when it comes to the regular season and it comes to all the accolades, he's won MVPs, won a couple of scoring titles. Russ is going to do what he does in the regular season. But there are specific guys that I have in a category where I don't care about what you do in the regular season anymore. I start to look at you in the playoffs. And him, James Harden, Giannis is almost in that category where you're going to do what you do.
Don't say almost. He's in that category.
Okay, cool. You're going to do what you do in the regular season. But it's time to put up or shut up when it counts. And I look at it like, look, man, people want to talk about his regular season, and that's great. I'm not taking anything from him because that stat line is amazing. Magic didn't even have some of those stat lines. But Magic did what he needed to do in the postseason when it counted. And so that's what a lot of people are going to start to judge you by. So the whole I'm a champion at life, that's great, and I agree with you, and I salute you for that. But so are many other guys who made money in this league. They can also say they're champions of life because they've changed the lifestyles of their family. We're talking about you in the postseason, bro. It's time to put up or shut up.
And that's my big takeaway.
Say it with your chest, then, B.
For real.
That came from here.
Yeah,
that came from here.
But that's always the big takeaway.
It
sounds like you're a little upset at Westbrook that he didn't get him a chip back when he was at OKC.
No, that was his window.
That 100%. When you had Durant and Westbrook and Harden together, and you didn't take advantage of that, and you blew what, a 3-1 lead?
You know, I guarantee you, if they, been playing in the finals anywhere but Miami, they probably won the championship.
Wait. How many years did LeBron go to the final straight? Was it like 8 or 9?
Oh, I think something like that. Yeah.
Anybody could have said, well, we didn't run into LeBron. Well, we didn't run. That's like saying we didn't run into Jordan. Well, you did. What you going to do? You going to beat him or not?
See, that's like me telling everybody I can't go out anymore because of COVID. Like, you want to go get an eat bite to eat? Nah, COVID. Want to hang out? Nah, COVID. No, I'm good. This was a weird story. Ocho Cinco is headed to the boxing ring.
Yeah, why?
Yeah, I mean, homie, he's 43 years old.
Where my hat at? I'm throwing my hat in the ring. I'm going to the damn boxing ring.
He should box Tebow.
Shit.
Oh, I would love that. That would be great. That's two guys who are in great shape. But, at 43, Chad's in damn good shape.
Yeah.
Like, if you've seen him, he's in real good shape.
He should fight my boy from Alabama, the receiver, Terrell Owens. Put them two up against each other.
Don't do that to Chad.
That's like a fight of crazy.
Don't do that to Chad.
That's
the last thing we're gonna see is Chad's back horizontal to the ground and feet in the air because T.O. done knocked him out. For what?
Terrell's a big dude. Man.
But I say that because both those guys, they stay in shape like they still trying to get in the league. So you gotta respect them. So
yeah, no joke. And then the other part of that story was the Floyd Mayweather's gonna fight Logan Paul. For some reason.
We know why. We know why. No. It's for revenge for his boy.
Well, no. His boy fought Jake Paul. This is his damn brother. He ain't even fighting the guy who's making all the headlines.
I get him confused.
Yeah, I do too. Yeah. I wrote the story and went back and went, wait a minute, he's fighting his brother? Why is he fighting his brother?
Hold on, which one is the good one?
Jake is the one who's been knocking guys out.
So he's fighting the other guy. He ain't
fighting Jake. He's fighting his brother, Logan.
Oh, hell. I thought he was fighting Jake. I thought it was revenge factor.
So stupid. Like, man. Does Floyd need this money?
No.
Thank you, right? Because there's no other reason to do this except for it being a money grab.
They were showing Floyd the other day, and he had like a $15 million watch. He don't need to fight.
Well, wait a minute.
Maybe he does because he likes the expensive watches.
Yeah, for real. That's exactly why.
Dude, well, let's look at a lot of people. Okay. Does Bill Gates need the money? Well, he's going through divorce, but
now he does. Yeah.
Well, not really.
I guess that's true. Yeah.
It's like a lot of these people, Elon Musk and so many other people. Do they actually need the money? Nah, but they're gonna continue to make it.
They're providing. They're not putting their health and life at risk, though, by providing a service to the great state.
No, I got
America.
I got news for you. By fighting Logan Paul, he ain't putting his health at risk.
Floyd don't put nothing at risk. Why? Because Pretty Floyd don't get touched.
Yeah, he's going to run around the ring for 40 minutes, whatever, dance, and then eventually just throw one punch.
So here's a question to you three. Will you be tuning in to watch?
Exactly. And the answer is yes.
Are you really going to watch it?
Oh, yeah.
I haven't. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I have not paid for a fight. I can't tell
That's
you
the question.
How long.
Are you, Jamie, are you paying for it?
Oh, are you going to pay for the fight? Okay, yeah, I haven't paid for a fight in a long time.
I mean, if it's on.
Just going to go to a friend's house.
We're having a live broadcast at Jamie's apartment anyway. We might as well all come over.
Everybody's welcome. Everybody's welcome.
Look, we will buy the fight. You can watch it with us. That way you can say you didn't buy the fight, and we'll all watch the fight.
Cocktails.
Yeah. Because I'm going to tell you this. I ain't buying no doggone fight. I'll go see it at somebody's house. I'm not spending my money on a 2-minute fight.
But there are people who will.
Oh, certainly.
Hey, I stand outside of the sports bar and look through the window.
Now I just get this visual of you in the parking lot of a Hooters, just like.
Why I gotta be a Hooters, man?
Why not?
Hey, Big Shot, you and your 6'10" frame ain't gonna work. That's a little creepy. Peeking through the window of a restaurant. You look
big ass man in the parking lot, poking in the window.
Hey, and now that you have to wear a mask too, it's gonna be like, ooh.
Oh, yeah. No,
What's going on with that guy?
This ain't going to work. There's a very large man in a mask in the bushes. We're all terrified. The big shot of the week this week is going to go to ESPN analyst Debbie Antonelli, who is preparing for her third annual 24 Hours of Nothing But Net Marathon, which comes up May 15th and 16th. Her deal is she goes to make 100 free throws every hour for 24 hours, and all the proceeds that she raises, she raised $85,000 in 2019, $125,000 in 2020, all go to the Special Olympics. She does this in her driveway in Mount Pleasant, South Carolina. Her son has Down syndrome. Special Olympics is important to their family. And if you want to learn more about that or donate, you can go to 24hoursnbn.com. So thanks to our listener, Brian McKay, for sending that over as a big shot.
That's dope.
So good for her. Raised $125,000 in her driveway last year.
You know what? I'm really going to have to donate to this for a couple of reasons because, from what happened with my daughter's situation. And plus, I grew up in Mount Pleasant, South Carolina. And
there you go.
I bet y'all didn't even know that.
No,
that's where my dad is from.
I know you said your dad is in South Carolina. Yeah, I just didn't know where.
Yeah, my dad is from there, so I spent all my summers in Mount Pleasant. And so y'all probably like, where is Mount Pleasant? Mount Pleasant is right outside of Charleston, South Carolina. You go across the bridge, boom, you're in Mount Pleasant. So really good seafood, really good people there. So I'm going to have to really look into this and donate to this because
she does a good job.
That's something special right there.
Yeah, I mean, she's raised over $200,000 in 2 years just doing this in her driveway.
Speaking of seafood, Rob, I just want to ask, since you're from these places, how good is? When's the last time you did a seafood boil, like a crab leg boil?
A crab boil?
Yeah.
I haven't did one where we dump them all out on the table in a long time. Right before COVID, we did one where we had the crawfish, the shrimp, the crab, and the potatoes, the sausage, and all that kind of. You just dump it on a big table. And you just eat. Everybody have a cooler. You bring a cooler and just music's playing, and you just have a good time. So
sounds good to me.
It's been a while, man. Now you make me want to go do one. Jamie, you got a big table?
I do actually.
Everything's going down at Jamie's place, man.
It's glass, so it's easy to clean. We can make a mess.
You can't do it. You can't do it inside. You have to do it outside, because you want to just because it's
the cleanup is a lot easier.
Yes, yes.
Get you a big picnic table, put some newspaper down, and just throw it all on there.
Yep.
When I was in Tybee Island here, which is kind of out by Savannah, there's a restaurant called the Crab Shack, and it's a lot like that. It's all outdoors, and they have the greatest invention in the history of seafood. There's a giant hole in the middle of the table, and they push a trash can under it. So as you eat, you just shove all of your.
That's a lot of places to do that.
Like I told my wife, I got home, I'm like, we're cutting a hole in this table. We are putting a damn trash can. I have 4 kids. All that trash is going into the middle of this table. We are not doing this anymore. It's like you're not cutting up our table.
When speaking of seafood, I don't know, it's not there anymore. But every time I would go to Mount Pleasant, my dad know to stop at this place called a Trawler. It's a restaurant, and they you know how you have dip? They bring out dip for you. It was on the house, and man, they had this seafood dip before you start your meal. It was so good. They only allow you one because it's that good, and everybody said, "Oh, can we get 3 or 4?" And you would get full on dip. But when they said they would bring out these crab legs, and they say, "Oh, you're gonna bring a pound of crab legs." Some people say, "Oh, you have 3 clusters as a pound." No, you have about 20 clusters, and you would sit there and eat, and the ship would come right in, from the ship to the water into your plate. Like the Trawler, I miss that place, man. Yeah. So South Carolina had some good seafood.
You are equally not as happy and equally disgusting as in when you eat crab legs, when you are just covered and you're just like, this is so good, and you just got it's under your nails, it's in your hair for some reason.
That's okay.
Yeah.
What is it about messy food that taps into something primal inside of us? I love peel and eat shrimp.
Yeah.
It's just so good.
But it's such a mess. Because it's the boiled shrimp, so it's just everywhere.
Yeah. And next time you in Houston, I know you travel. It's a place called Bayou City. Okay. It's over by the Galleria, and they have some of the best peel and eat shrimp there. Oh my goodness!
I will write that down.
You can get Cajun. You can get lemon pepper. You can get all these different flavors. So it's really good.
Yeah, I got to get out to Houston.
What's that?
I got to get out there to Houston.
Yeah. Next podcast. Oh, I don't have no, never mind.
Go ahead, Jaime.
Oh no, there's a spot, Rob. Have you been to Neptune's Net up in Malibu?
What's it called?
Neptune's Net. It's like kind of a Harley Davidson like biker type of spot because it's right on East Stage. But they have all this great fresh seafood, and like you pick it out of the tank, and really good.
See, I got to write that down. Neptune's Net. Write that down, Candace. Jamie says hi.
Hi, Jamie. Good to see you, hear you.
All right, well, I know, Jamie, you got to bounce, so we'll let you run.
Yeah.
Jamie,
it's good to see you guys.
Go work. Always good to see you. Please, we'll talk to you again real soon here.
Party at my house.
Yes.
Hey, I was about to say, let us know. So me and Candace coming over for the cocktails and the drinks and the seafood.
Adios.
All right.
Hey, it's Robert Horry, and at Simple Mobile, you get the no contract advantage. You can get a powerful nationwide 5G network, all without a contract. Simple Mobile, out with the O, in with the simple.
5G capable device and SIM required. Actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary. 5G network not available in all areas. 5G upload speeds not yet available.
All right, well, listen, Rob, before we let you run, you asked for it. We have it. I got listener questions for you from BigShotBobPod@gmail.com. A bunch of them.
Let's go.
So let's go. Here we are. From Surefire Studio at our Gmail. We've heard about how you all feel about Girl Scout cookies, but what's your favorite breakfast cereal? That's pretty random.
That's my favorite breakfast cereal is Captain Crunch. It's I love Captain Crunch, and a close second is Fruity Pebbles.
Yo, Fruity Pebbles is up there.
Yeah,
Fruity Pebbles is up there.
What about you guys?
All right, Harper.
Oh, so I got two. I got Frosted Flakes, and I got Fruit Loops.
Fruit Loops.
I haven't had Fruit Loops in a
You can
while.
eat Fruit Loops without the milk. You can just pour them in a bag and just go.
Just eat them.
Yeah.
I'm late. I am boring as shit. Honey Nut Cheerios. Always been my favorite.
That's a classic.
Always will be my favorite. I will still eat
That's my dad.
I will still crush a bowl of Honey Nut Cheerios.
My dad has to have bananas in his, though. He cuts up bananas and puts
fresh
in his.
banana.
Yeah.
I could eat that right now. From Coach Shepard in Houston. Kenny the Jet once said, back when you guys played for the Rockets, that you had a vote on if Mad Max, Vernon Maxwell, should get his ring that year that he walked out. Was there such a vote? And if so, what was your vote?
Uh-oh.
Well, it actually was a vote. If people don't know the situation, what happened was we were playing. That's the year in '95. We had just got Clyde on the team. We had been getting Clyde, and Vernon that year everybody was hurt. Vernon was hurt when he came back. It was a bad situation where, Clyde is starting, and I'm at the 3 at the time, and, we had 4s, and it's a long story, but yeah, he kind of, I won't say he walked out on us, but he was dismissed from the team after during the Utah series. And so,
it's right before game 2 or something, right?
Yeah. Game 3. Yeah.
Game 3. So it was right after game 2. Yeah.
So everybody was asking if he should. I said, yeah, he should get a ring because he helped us get to the playoffs, and that's the most important thing. So, and did I vote for him? Yes, I voted for him to get a ring.
Okay, good. Did he get his ring?
I don't know. I don't know if he got it or not. That's a good question.
We'll have to track him down
because
and find out.
He wasn't there for the ceremony. So when we get him on the show, we have to ask him.
Yeah, we will have to get him on.
Right.
I would love to hear some of that because that was a huge story.
Yeah, it was a huge story
when Vernon Maxwell left the Rockets.
And because it was a situation where because
it was spun like he quit.
Yeah, it was spun like he quit.
He walked out.
He was pissed because think about it, we was playing that game and game was on the line with I think 5 or 6 seconds. He put Vernon in the game. Vernon hadn't played all game and expected him to make a last minute shot. So and that kind of pissed Vernon off.
Yeah, I get it. Have you ever wanted to walk out on a team though? Like even in a situation like that, I can't imagine. I can't imagine walking away from it.
Just a summer league team, but not a team where I'm getting paid for.
Yeah,
no.
I mean, you pay the bills. And you guys ended up going on a run anyway, obviously, and winning the title. So it's like, why walk? I don't know.
Yeah, you think about it, but people understand there's a lot of pride when it comes to sports, and all of a sudden, you're starting, you're just coming off a championship, and all of a sudden, this guy comes in and pushes you to the side where he just like a Marc Gasol situation, and I agree with Mark. I like Andre Drummond as a player, but you don't even know the system. How you going to just step in here and take my starting position? You don't even know it. If I tell you to run 10 down, do you know what that is? You don't, because you haven't had practice time. So, get a lay of the land, earn your way in, and then if you beat me out for it fair and square, then it's yours. So I think that was happening with Vernon.
And I have to remind myself, too, a lot of times that almost everybody that plays in the NBA, give or take, is probably in their 20s. So, I mean, this is like I think of myself as 20. I would get hot-headed over the biggest, stupidest little bullshit in the world. You know what I mean? So I get the whole idea of, that's enough, I'm walking out. Because at 43, I have a lot more wisdom than I had at 23.
Exactly.
This one comes from Tylon at our Gmail. I'm a 15-year-old black kid. I have my classes on Zoom right now. This girl has been hitting me up in the chat begging for my attention. She's kind of cute. So is it cool to pull a girl through Zoom, or is this the corniest move in pickup history? That's a random but awesome question.
Well, first of all, you're going to eventually go back to school, man. So you play it cool, lay the groundwork, and it's first of all, she came at you. So you already got the leg up, big homie.
You have hand, man.
You have hand. So just don't just ignore her. Just have the conversation with her, respond to her, be a gentleman, and when you finally meet her, have a nice conversation and see where it goes from there.
Yes, use Zoom, brother, especially if she's interested in you, because like you said, you're not going to be on. At some point in time, y'all may want to go out on a date, like an actual date. So go ahead and lay the groundwork now, so that when it's time to go on the date, the transition is a lot easier.
Okay. So you guys are saying do the work now for the longer game versus you got your second shot? You can come on over if you want.
I'm not going there.
As long as you're vaccinated. Come on, let's roll.
Hey, everybody using Zoom for everything. Use Zoom to get your lady.
They can go meet for a smoothie and sit across from each other.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And go back to 1958 where they can sit across from each other and share a straw and a milkshake. What the hell are you talking about?
Hey.
That's
I
how
said
kids
smoothie,
do it.
man. Nobody
Sorry,
said milkshake. I said smoothie.
Who are we to say how people should date? If that's what they want to do, that's what they want to do.
I'm not.
I was trying to practice social distancing.
Hey, we in a time now where some folk can't even get a text back, so we can't complain about nothing that people who are actually in the same vicinity want to. They want to share a milkshake. Share a milkshake.
Return a damn
I ain't
text.
sharing my milkshake. I don't even want to share my milkshake with my wife.
I am with you 100%. I'm with you 100%. And do me a favor. I adore my wife. If you want fries, order fries. Don't eat my fucking fries. All right. I love my. If you want fries, order the fries.
Right.
Just get an order. It's okay if you don't eat them all. We'll bring them home or throw them. I don't give a shit. But don't eat my fries.
I just wanted some of yours because I didn't know. I get you a small fry since you don't want to lie.
Nah,
I like my large fry. I'm gonna eat it all.
Right. Yes, I'm gonna polish that fry. Yes,
but my wife she's gonna eat 3 and then she's done. So I'm not worried about it. Yeah, we just get a large and you just eat 3 or 4.
Get your fingers out of my food.
But hold on, Horry. Look, those 3 could be the ones that can go from you being still hungry to being full. Don't you want to be full?
These fries are the tipping point in your relationship. Don't you?
And those 3 can be the 3 that I need to spend 20 more minutes on a damn treadmill too. So
that's true. That's true.
So,
go ahead, eat half my shit. I'm all right. I got to run less.
Yeah.
From Joseph at our Gmail. By the way, if you have a question, I want to do this more. So if you have got great, random, fun NBA questions, life questions, whatever, BigShotBobPod@gmail.com. Joseph at our Gmail. 1, thanks for calling the garden a dump. It really is. 2, do you have any plans to have the great Doris Burke on the show? The soundbite, and we played it earlier, the soundbite you play always cracks me up every time, but I think she'd be a great guest. Do you know Doris at all?
Yes, I have Doris' number right here in my phone. I should call her. You know what?
We need to do that.
Just because of you, Joseph, I'm going to ask her to be on. Yes. So it's gonna be fun. But
thanks, Joseph.
I think you think she'll get mad if we play that clip.
Oh hell no! I mean, no. Great. Here, let me think. I have never spoken to Doris Burke. My perception of Doris Burke is that she would think that's hysterical, but I don't know her.
Okay, yeah, me too.
But I don't know.
Talking to her, she's one of the coolest ladies. You know, she knows. Let me just say, she probably know more basketball than the 3 of us put together. She's incredible. So,
promise you, she does.
Rob, let me tell you. Look, man or woman, and I say this, man or woman, there are just certain people, that you listen to. There are some people who have great basketball knowledge, but they're not great to listen to. And there are some people who are great to listen to, but they don't have a lot of knowledge. She is the combination of both of those put together. Listening to her, hearing what she's saying, there's not one person on this earth or in this sports world that can say, Doris Burke is not that great. I'll fight you if you say something like that. Yeah. Doris Burke is a legend.
Put him up.
Yeah, damn straight. Well, you got to call her or text her or something.
Yeah, I text her.
Invite her on. Yes. But I know she's busy because we're about to hit the playoffs, so she's going to be running.
I know, right? Yeah. It had to be one of those early morning calls.
Hey, I'm down. We were going to record Clyde Drexler 11 o'clock at night my time, so why the hell not? Booking people out.
You still up eating Cheerios.
Damn, you got me in that one. He called me last night, B. He goes, oh, I forgot it's like after 10 o'clock your time. I'm like, look, I'm old, but I ain't in bed at 9 o'clock old. I mean, I want to be in bed at 9 o'clock, but
he ain't got to take out his teeth and put it in the glass on the counter yet.
Who's calling me at 10 o'clock at night? Damn. That's Robert Horry. One more from GS at our Gmail. One of my greatest, I think you will appreciate this. One of my greatest childhood memories is Robert Horry hitting the game-winning shot at the buzzer in Game 4 of the 2002 Western Conference Finals. After years of scouring the internet for a home gold Robert Horry jersey, I finally found one and even had it customized with the 9/11 commemorative patch to match exactly like the one Rob wore in the game. If I ship it to you, would Big Shot Bob sign this jersey for me? Wow.
Who you shipping it to? Rob, Brandon, Robert.
I guess he's got to ship it to you, but yeah, I mean, ship it here, and you're going to get nothing to get done.
We could be the middle. I mean, I don't know where it's coming from, but
I didn't realize that Robert Horry home gold jerseys were apparently tough to find.
Any Robert Horry jersey is tough to find, man.
Is it really?
Hey, yes, when you ancient like me, you can't get
your
jerseys.
Ass out of here, ancient. You ain't no ancient.
Hey, I played against. You think about the jerseys. I tried to get one of my buddies, Alex, really good friend of mine. He's a collector of video games and all this kind of stuff. And he says, I got one spot on my wall, and I want your jersey. And he's been asking me for a year. I've asked the Lakers, I've asked the NBA. They said, we can get it made for you. And then I said, okay, I'm gonna get it made. And I'm like, how much is that? I'm like, damn, dude, it's my jersey though. I'm like, I gotta pay that much for it? Don't I get like a half price?
Oh.
So
well, maybe we should enlist the help of GS or Gmail, who apparently found one out there.
If you send me one,
it may not come home. Is all we're saying. Yeah.
I was about to say that. Like, I ain't get it, dog. If you mailed it, I ain't get it.
Damn post office sucks, man.
So so what you're saying is you don't have all of your jerseys?
I have all my jerseys that I had framed in my house. I got those, but as far as like if you guys wanted one,
okay,
we got to scour the earth for it.
Oh man,
we got to take how I say, comb the desert.
Yeah.
In our case, take a pick and pick the desert.
Yeah,
you ain't gonna find shit.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Follow the show on Twitter at BigShotBobPod for links to all our guests and all sorts of fun. The Big Shot Bob Pod is a presentation of Live by Live's Podcast One and Podcast One Sportsnet.
Now here's a little song I wrote about how to grow delicious herbs. Just use Miracle Grow Potting Mix. It's not the longest song because that's all you need to know. Just plant your herbs in Miracle Grow Potting Mix and you're set. That's basically it. Then it's next stop, Grow Town. You'll grow healthier, stronger herbs versus unfed plants. Satisfaction guaranteed. Miracle Grow. All you need to know to grow.
The biggest Braves coverage in the South is always rolling at thepodcastpark.com. Check out the fans' exclusive lineup of Braves podcasts, including K-Mac's weekly Braves update, the Braves Clubhouse Report, 643 with Dylan Short, plus the return of Hardball with Chris Domino, and the latest breaking news every morning at 10 a.m. with Matt Chernoff's Daily 10. Get our Braves podcast everywhere you get podcasts, or stream them all for free on the 680 The Fan app or thepodcastpark.com. Presented by Associated Credit Union.